Ali Khamenei was born in 1939 in Mashhad into a humble clerical household where money was scarce but religious discipline was strict, growing up in an environment where silence, study, and endurance were valued more than comfort, learning early how poverty sharpens patience and how faith becomes a shield against hardship, watching his father live a life of scholarship without privilege and absorbing the belief that authority must come from moral legitimacy rather than wealth, spending long childhood hours memorizing Quranic verses, studying Arabic grammar, and listening to religious discussions that shaped his serious and inward nature, developing a reserved personality that rarely displayed emotion, finding private escape in Persian poetry, history, and translation work which he continued throughout his life, entering seminary education in Mashhad and later Qom where he studied Islamic jurisprudence and Shiite theology while also engaging with revolutionary Islamic thinkers, becoming spiritually influenced by narratives of martyrdom, resistance, and injustice rooted in Shiite history, gradually transforming religious belief into political purpose, awakening politically during the Shah's rule as he observed state repression, cultural westernization, and inequality, delivering sermons infused with political meaning, distributing revolutionary literature, being arrested repeatedly by the Shah's security forces, enduring imprisonment and exile that deepened his resentment toward monarchy and foreign-backed power, internalizing the lesson that survival depends on vigilance and loyalty, emerging after the 1979 Islamic Revolution as a disciplined and ideologically reliable cleric close to Ayatollah Khamenei, gaining trust not through popularity but through obedience and consistency, taking on public roles that required communication with soldiers and youth, nearly losing his life in 1981 when a bomb hidden in a tape recorder exploded during a speech, leaving him permanently disabled in his right arm and living with chronic pain, interpreting his survival as divine purpose while becoming far more security-minded and suspicious of hidden enemies, serving 2 terms as president during the devastating Iran-Iraq War when the nation faced death, destruction, shortages, and isolation, experiencing frustration under limited presidential power and rivalry with other officials, learning from these constraints that fragmented authority invites chaos, ascending to the position of supreme leader after Khomeini's death despite lacking the highest clerical credentials, relying on constitutional changes and institutional alliances to secure legitimacy, gradually centralizing control over the judiciary, military, media, and religious institutions, empowering the Revolutionary Guards as both protectors of the system and instruments of regional influence, rejecting Western political models and promoting resistance as a core identity, maintaining a personally austere lifestyle while overseeing a powerful and complex state structure, devoting private time to study, poetry, and religious reflection, remaining emotionally distant in public appearances, facing decades of sanctions, international pressure, internal protests, reform movements, and elite rivalries, responding with firm control rather than concession, believing that compromise threatens the survival of the Islamic system, viewing dissent as infiltration rather than disagreement, enduring personal and political isolation while holding power longer than any contemporary Iranian leader, revered by supporters as a symbol of steadfast resistance and condemned by critics as an authoritarian figure, his life shaped not by open scandal but by constant tension, calculated caution, ideological rigidity, and the conviction that preserving power is inseparable from preserving faith in the state itself. Serving as president during the Iran-Iraq War years under extreme pressure, scarcity, and loss, feeling constrained by stronger figures and institutions, learning firsthand the dangers of divided authority, rising unexpectedly to supreme leader after Khomeini's death amid controversy and constitutional changes, entering leadership with insecurity over clerical rank but compensating through consolidation of power, gradually centralizing authority, strengthening the Revolutionary Guards, limiting dissent, and positioning resistance to the United States and Israel as a sacred duty, living personally without visible luxury while presiding over a powerful state system, spending private time reading, translating texts, and reflecting on religion and history, facing repeated unrest, protests, sanctions, and internal criticism, responding with control rather than compromise, believing survival of the system outweighs popularity, enduring decades of pressure while shaping Iran into a security-focused ideological state, admired by supporters as a guardian of independence and condemned by critics as an authoritarian ruler, his life marked not by scandal but by constant struggle, fear of collapse, loyalty tests, endurance, and an unyielding belief that power is a trust that must never be surrendered.